All right, y'all. So here's something else they don't tell you about spiritual awakening. No one tells you that you are going to have to experience dark night of the soul and ego deaths. And these are two of the most excruciatingly painful things that you will ever go through. And these are necessary because God, source, the universe, uses these experiences to purge you from your old identity, your old belief systems, your old comfort zones, to move you to the new place in your life that you're going to be. So dark night of the soul looks like this. It looks like crisis in your life. Your life is just plunged into crisis. Your sense of stability is gone. It could look like loss of job, loss of income, loss of housing, loss of health, loss of family, friends. Everything that brought you comfort before is no longer there. And since this is spiritually sourced, there's nothing you can naturally do to stop it. And you try everything. You try to fix things, make things right, but all doors are closed to you because this is happening from a spiritual place. And so I want you to imagine the feeling of that. That is excruciatingly painful. It is terrifying. You start to lose your mental health. You think you're crazy and no one can help you. And as if that is not enough, but wait, there's more. You got an ego death coming. And you know what that looks like? Any identity that you have held on to is going to dissolve. Whoever you thought you were, whatever your belief systems were, your occupation, your personality, what you think about yourself, whoever you identify as is going to dissolve. And that's another excruciating process. But all of this serves a divine purpose because in order for you to truly connect with God, you have to dissolve who you are. You have to dissolve your belief systems, your religious belief systems, the societal and cultural programming that you have. All of that has to go. And so the process of the dark night of the soul and ego death is the burning away of all of that so that you can connect directly to God. And that only happens once you surrender to those two processes. The hardest thing to do is surrender and allow yourself to fall to the bottom. But when you allow yourself to fall to the bottom, that's when you go to the top. That is the cheat code for ego death and the dark night of the soul. Surrender to it. Once you surrender to it, then your connection becomes very, very clear. Your signal becomes clear directly to God. Once your signal and connection to God becomes clear, everything changes from you. You walk in gratitude, you walk in peace, you walk in true love. You see the world differently because you have a lot of people that have awakened and say, I've awakened and this world is horrible and I hate people now, so I'm just going to go into seclusion. And I say to those people, you haven't had your dark night of the soul moment yet. You haven't had your ego death yet. Because think of how much ego it takes to say the world is horrible, except for me. Think about that. Your ego death is going to show you that you are horrible too. You have stuff too. It's going to show you that. And then after that process, you will not look at the world. You won't look at people the same way. You won't want to exit the world. You actually want to stay here and help the world. Because then that's when you start gaining a level of Christ consciousness. So if you think about how Jesus was when he walked the earth, he loved on people that the world said didn't deserve love. The lepers, people that were sick, women who were caught in adultery, the woman at the well, all of the people that the world said did not deserve love, those are people that Jesus loved on because he saw the world through God's eyes. Far too many people are religious and awakened individuals don't see the world through God's eyes. And that's why they're still able to harm other people while claiming God. The point of your dark night of the soul and your ego death is for you to see the world as God sees it. And when you see the world that way, your language changes from, oh, I hate this place and I hate people, to, yes, I see that this world is dense. How can I use my gifts to make it better? How can I become a light that shines in a dark world? How can I love on people? So then you start to use your specific gifts to love on people the way that Jesus loved on people, the way that Buddha loved on people, and all of the other awakened individuals. So I don't wish the dark night of the soul or ego deaths on anyone, but whoever it's meant to happen to, it's going to happen to. I want to say to you, stay strong during that process, but that ain't it. It's actually surrender. Surrender, fall to the bottom, because when you get to the bottom, that's when you find everything that you need to rise to the top. Top meaning higher level of consciousness, Christ consciousness. So don't give up on yourself. I know it hurts. It's a part of the process. Keep going. You're going to get through it.